Friends, with great regret, I have to inform you that this will be the last crafting video of this year. So if you have been joining some of my past live stream sessions, you might know that I am currently looking for a DCDIQ item. And if you don't know what the hell that abomination of a word means, it means a double cooldown item with a yellow item quality line. So an E tier item with a double cooldown and item quality line. Something like this. Not my item, by the way, but the goal for today is to do this, but better. So that's why we are going to be doing crafting. We are going to be doing crafting E tier items again, and the process is the same as last time. We are going to be doing then E tier accessories, hoping to get a good double cooldown IQ item, or at least a cooldown skill level +1 item today. And while I craft them, I will also try to give an example on what hero you could use the item on, even if I don't need it myself, unless it's a total piece of garbage. So let's see what we can get today, and we can start with the first item right away, right? You are ready. I am ready. Everybody is ready. Let's go. Attack speed, lightning damage, critical damage, and ice mastery skill. Lightning and ice doesn't really go well together, but all in all, not the greatest item you would be looking for. I guess you could put it on angels for the time being. They mainly do want some damage reduction, be able to stay alive, but not a bad choice. Or you could use it on maybe your assassin, depending on if you are using a support or damage dealing assassin. Also not the best item for him on either cases either, but if you don't have really nothing better, then you probably could use this item on them. But it's not something I will keep. Now moving on to the second one, and I feel like this will be much better than the first one. Poison damage, stun chance, area skill damage, and leader summon defense skill. Again, the E tier line is not that great, and the item in overall is not that great. There's not really a poison area skill damage hero we are going to be using now, unless the next next update will change something. But for the stun chance, you could use it on flying orcs or your slingers even. It's not really a great item for them. They don't need poison damage or area skill damage though. The area skill damage could be useful for a assassin once he's damage dealer, but then again, there's 2 useless lines for him in there as well. So again, not really something I will keep. And the leader summon defense skill level, well, it doesn't hurt, but it doesn't really provide much in terms of usefulness compared to other more useful E tier lines. So that's the second one down, and let's go to the third one right away. Stun chance, damage, slow, and critical chance. Now this is much better item than the previous one. Now stun chance and slow lines, these are really good lines for your slingers, especially as you are moving towards from early game to later game. You will eventually want a stun and slow lines for them. So this is 2 out of the 3 item for your slingers. And critical chance skill is not the most optimal one you are looking for an E tier line, but it's not first. It will give you another boost for your critical chance, which is really important for your damage dealer, because it will, as an E line, it will boost the critical chance of your whole build in overall. So this is so far the best item we have made today, and so optimal would be having 2 stun lines and 1 slow line. That would be a perfect item for your slingers, but this is a really good item. It should go on your slingers. If you don't need on slingers, then flying orcs, for example, would be a great example for your Town Archer Hell mode. Already nothing for me yet, but no worries, we have still plenty left to go. Let's go and take a look at another one. Critical damage, knockback, slow, damage skill level +1. Now this is again not terrible item. This is really usable item. Critical damage and knockback doesn't really go that well together in general, but knockback and slow. Again, like with the previous item, stun and slow, knockback and slow is also a pretty good combination. For crowd control heroes, you could use them. You can use this in Hell mode, for example, on some maybe Dorothy or Mechanic Ram, for example. And also the damage skill line, his skill level +1 line is a really good in overall. It's not a cooldown skill level, which would be optimal, but damage skill will give you 2.5% extra damage to your whole build. So it's not a very bad line. It's actually one of the most useful E tier lines there is. And also, if you wouldn't need crowd control lines, again, this is a really good crowd control item, you could just use the damage skill level +1 line in some hero that doesn't need any of these other lines. If you have a room for that in your build. A great example is to use your these in your dragon builds. You can just pretty much slave most of the units, give them damage skill level and hero damage skill level +1 E-tier items eventually to make your giants and Darkbone Master do more damage to the dragon, making the dragon kill faster. So also you should save up your damage skill level and hero damage skill level E-tier items for that purpose as well, even if the other lines are bad. But I'm gonna... Actually, I don't know if I will keep it for now. It's still 2 lines out of 3 that I will be able to use. And time for the 5th item. We are getting close to the middle right now. Critical damage, lightning damage +1 arrow, but cooldown skill level +1. Yay. That's a good one. That's a really, really good item. So this is definitely something that would go to your Dark Elf for the critical damage line and the +1 arrow, which is a mandatory line for your Dark Elf pretty much. It's the best line you can get for her, and the cooldown skill level +1 is just amazing line for E-tier line. It's the best one you are usually looking for. So this is a really... I will rank this now the best item we have crafted today, just because of the cooldown skill level +1, but also because of its usefulness on your Dark Elf as a boosting item for her HP recovery. I'm definitely gonna keep this one. I don't think I have anything better than this one yet on my Dark Elf. So one item, at least one item that I'm really gonna be using. That's a really good thing. I'm feeling good. Still no double cooldown items, so 5 left to go. Maybe this is it. Damage, critical chance, poison damage, and poison mastery skill level +1. Now, mastery skill level for elements, yellow lines are not that great. They will give you 0.5% increase to that element compared to like damage skill level, which will give you 2.5% increase. So there's a huge difference. But those are not really the optimal E-tier lines you are looking for. But with the critical chance and poison damage line, this could be saved for some poison damage dealing hero, in case the next update, for example, will boost poison in some way, or just in general. I would just save it for that reason, probably put it on Voodoo or something, which I don't use, but you could stack it over there. I'm not going to be keeping it though, but that could be one of the possible options to use that one. Alrighty, item number 7. Am I correct? Alright, MP cost, critical damage, summon time, and mimic chance skill. Now, no, not really. Mimic chance, probably the worst, or at least tied for the worst E-tier line. It's really useful. You don't do manual waves. Otherwise, it's not that great item either. MP cost could be used on Alchemist if you really don't have anything better for him. Not the great item for that purpose either. Critical damage and summon time. For the time being, you could use this on your giant if you don't have +1 summoned unit item for your giant. So in that case, you could put this one, but +1 summoned unit should be the priority for giants. So if you have, even if the other lines are complete garbage, if you have +1 summoned unit line, you should use that one. And otherwise, maybe you could even stuff it on angels for the time being, for the summon time increase. But again, not the very best item for angels either. But maybe those are the options if you have nothing better on them. Again, I'm not gonna be keeping it. We have 3 items left to go. And it's starting to look quite grim now. We have an item quality line, but unfortunately it's attack speed, lightning damage, and +1 arrow. +1 arrow is not really gonna be changing, but yeah, there's the item quality line, so that's 1 line out of the 3 we are looking for today. Unfortunately, attack speed and lightning damage combined with the arrow +1, it's not something. Again, +1 arrow could be used for Dark Elf if you don't have anything better for her yet. The +1 arrow is the best line for your Dark Elf's recovery boost. Attack speed would also help a little bit there. Or maybe you could put it on there if you don't have +1 arrow with some damage boosting lines for your Dark Elf yet. Alrighty, 2 items left to go. I'm getting nervous. I don't know if you are. I feel like this will be another no double cooldown IQ items for me episode. MP cost, critical damage, poison mastery skill. Okay, the same thing as with the previous poison item we got. I'm not gonna go through that again. So again, I'm not gonna be keeping it, but the same uses could be done with that item. But we are down to the very last item. This makes me nervous. This really makes me nervous because I would absolutely love nothing more than be able to scream to you guys right now because of we would be getting that awesome double cooldown item quality item, and that would be the dream come true right now, but it's looking really bad. Should we do a weapon? Like, let's change everything. Let's do a weapon. It's gonna be a double cooldown hammer, which I don't be really well. It could be used, but it's not something I'm really looking for. Let's do one weapon. Let's do one weapon. That's an interesting change for the plan. Okay, no item quality lines, no double cooldowns. Knockback MP cost damage reduced by 22%, and Ice Mastery skill. Again, the Elemental Mastery skills are not that great, so not that great item. Knockback chance is decent line. It's something you would want for you, Dorothy. Knockback lines, and well, damage reduced could be +1 summon unit, would be better. Okay, yeah, could be used, yeah, sure. But the knockback line is good for Dorothy, and if it had double knockback, it would be a really good item for Dorothy. Double knockback and maybe +1 summon unit here or something else useful, or attack speed or something, but it could be used on Dorothy unless you have anything better for her right now. I feel like the item must be coming at some point, right? Like, if I just keep on farming, if I just keep on crafting, I will eventually get it, right? Please tell me I will eventually get it, because I'm starting to feel a little bit desperate, and I really would just love to get that item. But no luck this time. I thank you very much for watching. I recommend that video next. See you next time, my friends. Laku out.